WSTKS-FM Worldwide, digital collaborative learning for the 21st century.
Hello again, everyone. It's Professor Schwartz here in the WSTKS-FM Worldwide studios, and welcome to Week 12 of the course. Onyx the cat is in place beneath the desk lamp to my right, and I've just poured another mug of coffee, both of which must mean that it's time for another look at how you can successfully navigate this digital collaborative course. Today, let's think about how you can help a struggling teammate given the late point of the semester and the fact that all of us are pressed for time as we try to wrap up everything before finals week. And while there are lots of ways you might help a member of your student learning team, here are 4 specific forward steps you can take if a teammate indicates they are struggling. We'll consider each point in turn following a quick musical break. Stay tuned. Okay, step 1 in helping a member of your team who is struggling: listen to them. The first way to help a teammate in need is to hear them out without judgment. When a team member has trouble, it can be due to procrastination and dropping the ball as a result, with a related degree of embarrassment. And often, our first inclination is to offer suggestions immediately in the interest of saving time. But slow down for a moment and hear what your team member is saying first. Be careful not to interrupt and allow them to get the issue off their chest. Before offering advice, take a moment to think things through carefully and be sure that your response is something your teammate wants to hear. Most of all, listen to and hear what your struggling teammate has to say. Pay attention to how they respond to the advice and the assistance that you offer in return. Step 2, be honest but kind in your response to a teammate who indicates that they need help holding up their end of the collaborative table. A calm, frank assessment of the situation will help your team begin to map out how to address whatever the issue might be, providing the necessary support to your teammate in the process. That honesty will ensure the advice you give to your teammate is helpful, even if it is not easy to hear. However, avoid letting that same honesty devolve into ugly accusations or blame. That kind of reaction is counterproductive. Keep the discussion civil and on track instead. Remember that your goal here is to help your struggling teammate with support that will enable your entire team to pull together and finish any remaining work while minimizing anxiety, embarrassment, and the like. Practice empathy and understanding here, and keep in mind that raking a team member over the coals when they have come to you for help is not the best way to move forward as a cohesive unit. And the third step you can take to help a struggling team member: work together to find common ground and points on which you can agree. When responding to a teammate in need of assistance, try to find a solution together based on the issue at hand. Now, that might be difficult, but make the effort given the late date in the course and the typical pressures that we face at this point in the semester. Doing so in good faith will help move your team forward. With that goal in mind, mull over the following questions. On what points can the 4 or 5 members of your student learning team agree? How can you use the time remaining to advance your collaborative work toward eventual completion of the project? And how can all of you do that in a collegial, productive way that remains hospitable to various perspectives and contributions from all members of your team? Put your heads together to determine best how you will do that. The time you take now will help overall team cohesion and efficiency while also providing support to your teammate in need.
WSTKS-FM Worldwide, digital collaborative learning for the 21st century. If you find this podcast helpful, be sure to hit like, share, and subscribe.
The fourth and final step to help a struggling teammate is to problem solve as a unit. To do that, use the problem-solving template on D2L developed by the Foundation for Critical Thinking to break down the issue into smaller, more manageable chunks and develop a concrete working solution to the problem at hand. Vague ideas will not help here, though, so be careful. What your team should aim to do is first brainstorm, and then further develop specific ways to address and move beyond the challenge troubling your teammate and, by extension, the rest of your student learning team. The problem-solving template is one of many collaborative tools on our D2L course content page that is useful in a wide variety of contexts. It will help your student learning team focus and maximize its problem-solving efforts. But remember, that requires sitting down together in real time for a face-to-face discussion. Endless text, chat, and email back and forth, as I've said many times before, are not an efficient way to move your student learning team forward. Okay, everyone, that will almost do it for today's program, but let's quickly recap the 4 steps your student learning team can take to help a struggling teammate. 1. Listen without judgment. 2. Be honest but kind in your response. 3. Work together to find common ground. And 4. Problem solve as a cohesive unit. Follow these 4 steps to help a struggling teammate get back on track and move your learning team forward during the final weeks of the semester. Most important, remember that effective collaboration is an ongoing, democratic, and mutually supportive process in which all members are involved from start to finish. And that brings us to the end of today's program on 4 concrete steps your team can take to help a teammate in need during the run-up to the end of the course. Tune in again for additional tips, tricks, and advice based on my almost 30 years of teaching and working with thousands of undergraduates at 3 Big Ten universities, 2 liberal arts schools, and 2 community colleges across the upper Midwest of the United States. In the meantime, thank you for joining me today. I'll see you in class, online, and during Zoom office hours if you drop by with a question. Stay healthy, have a safe and a productive week. With special regards from Onyx, the cat what am. So long, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.
You've just heard a podcast from WSTKS-FM Worldwide, digital collaborative learning for the 21st century.